Peace, appreciation, and value to all. Peace, appreciation, and value to all. Woman, child, and man, heaven and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow, my brothers and sisters. I wanted to get in this real quick and share some information with y'all real quick. Again, I am not a teacher. I am just one of many reminders that's down here on this planet. I want to be known as one of the great reminders on this planet. So strap yourself in, get ready. I want to share some information with you that should have been brought to your attention, but for some odd reason, it hasn't. And everyone is being scared to speak about this. I don't know why, but let's go with this. Now, if you look at this date right here, climate tracker, August the 28th, 2022. I want you to bear mind. I want you to remember this region right here. Look at this region right here. Now, this is Pakistan. Thousands have already died and millions are affected. Millions are affected. But look at this region right here, because it's not just happening to this region, but it's a reason why I want to show you this. Thousands have passed, millions are affected. Now, let me go over here real fast because what I want to show you. Second. Here we go. Bam. Here we go right here. Now, this right here monitors the impact of the charged particles that is coming from the sun, red Kachina or blue Kachina, because at point in times, they don't know where this energy is coming from. However, I have shown you on plenty of my videos, you go look at my videos, I have shown you the blue Kachina, the red Kachina, the white object that's orbiting with the sun, multiple colors in the sky. I have shown you that numerous occasions. I have shown you your sky is not the color that they are shown. That's what you see. You don't have a blue sky and you don't have a black sky. I done told you this over and over. On top of that, when you look at these colors right here, now this monitors the impact to Earth shields from ionized particles from the sun. Ionized particles is charged particles that is coming from the sun, that is interacting with your atoms in your body, that is separating the electrons, and UVC radiation is changing the DNA inside of the molecule. It is changing the DNA inside the molecule. Now, hold on for 1 second. Let me stop this for 1 second. Let me go screen share. Here we go right here. Here we go. Ionized radiation can interact directly with a DNA molecule's atoms. This prevents cells from reproducing. Direct action can also damage critical cellular system. Sometimes it can even lead to cancer. Ionized radiation can interact directly with a DNA molecule's atom. Now, hold on. I want to share something with you. Hold on. I want to share something with you. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go right here. Here we go right here. The major levels of organization in the body, from the simplest to the most complex, are atoms, molecules, and organelles. Now, the prokaryotic cell, the organic people of this planet, as I stated to you before, we do not have organelles or a nucleus inside of our cells. We don't have that. So again, what does ionized particles damage? It didn't say damage atoms. It said molecules where the DNA is stored, which creates the polypeptide chain, what creates the amino acids, the protein enzymes, that this here organelle that allows certain DNA sequences to enter when it comes down to the multicellular organism. And what's happening with what is happening with ionized particles? It is damaging or changing the structure of the DNA in the molecule, in the molecules. So this is where the cells are no longer reproducing, what you will call mitosis. They're not dividing and multiplying. They're actually dying. So in result of this, this is causing what you will call viruses and diseases, monkeypox, smallpox, all the other stuff that's coming out right now. Right now, you can search up, I said this to you before, go on the CDC website, look up the symptoms for and then go look up ARS, acute radiation syndrome. Acute radiation syndrome, look at the same symptoms. Now, what does UVA do to the body? Unprotected exposure to UVA and UVB damages the DNA in the skin cells, producing genetic defects or mutations. Mutations. I'm going to show you a mutation with the effects of the molecules. This is why babies are being born with abnormalities right now. That can lead to skin cancer and premature aging, body aches, bone aches, you can't move. UVA rays can also cause eye damage, including cataract and eyelid cancer. This is why they're wearing sunglasses. And if they don't wear sunglasses, you'll see the sclera, the white part of their eye, is very red, because it absorbs your retinas, and your sclera is absorbing photon light, which is radiation. Now, let me go back over here. Give me 1 second. I want to share this one more again. We don't have organelles or a nucleus in our cells, the prokaryotic cell, and we don't have citrol, we don't have ciela, we don't have that stuff inside of our cells. Their cells are bigger than ours. Ionized radiation can interact directly with a DNA molecule's atoms. This prevents cells from reproducing. Oh, I'll drop that, my people. My apologies. This prevents cells from reproducing. So give me 1 second here. So go back over here. Screen share. So remember, now look at this. These are charged particle blasts that are coming from the sun, absorbed by Earth, Mother Earth. Look at the North Pole and the South Pole. What color are Aurora Borealis? What color are they? Green. What color is chlorophyll? Green. What color is on your skin when you're first born, when babies are first born? Green patches. Stop it, my people. What color are plants and trees? Green. Magnesium, green. Melanin, green. It looks black. It's green, and it emits all the colors. So I want you to look at this blast. Remember, I told you about Pakistan. Look at this blast. Look at the date, 8/28. Look at this blast right here. Look at what it hit. When it hit right here, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, all down to South Africa, Madagascar, India, all of these areas. And if it's hitting these areas, because this is all pretty much Asia, to be honest with you. Hold on, and let me show you that. Screen share. Look at the area. Pakistan, India, and then look at what's taking place in these areas as far as drought, weather anomalies. Look at what's happening. I'm going to show you right now. This is happening currently in Pakistan, but it's happening all across China, all across the planet is happening. And America is going to get it the worst because they still have us in custody. You have Egypt, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Sudan. Look at this. Matt, all of this was hit by high levels, intense ionized particles coming from the sun. Share screen again. Go back over here to this. Look at this. Look at this blast. And they're not telling you about the birth anomalies that's happening all across Central Africa. Look, straight across, all through Europe. Look at this. Spain, all through Europe. Look at the North and the South Pole. Look at this. Look at the blast. Look, this is all in one day. This is all in one day. Hold on. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something. Where is it? This. Nope, not this. This is where I want to go. Here you go right here. So we're going to go back 7 days. Oh, Look at this. The 23rd. The 23rd, coming from the 23rd. Look at this. This is in B class. The 23rd, it went down and then starting the 25th, the 26th. These are all ionized particles, CMEs, coronal mass ejections, that are coming from the charged particles that are hitting our planet. These are charging up your cells. It is either upgrading you or downgrading you. As you was in the beginning, so shall you be in the end. Look at this. They even predicting for the 29th. Today is the 28th. Excuse me. Today is the 29th. They're predicting later on today for another round of ionized particles coming here. Look, M class flare, almost at an X flare. Look at these. See, you know what they mean by the X flare, the crossing of the planets. When you start seeing it tipping X flare, you automatically know that ozone layer is being removed. It's almost over. It's pretty much, here you go right here. This is the gold proton flux. Remember I told you proton energy is masculine energy to get the job done. The gold proton flux, look, threshold. It reached the threshold, and now they telling you it's going back to all. It's not moderate, but it's going back down. But this was the threshold that it hit with these two blasts that came off the sun. This was, now again, this was not something that was recorded from our sun. They don't know, they don't know where this energy was coming from. Sources unknown, until recently, when a coronal mass on a coronal hole started turning towards Earth on the 28th. But from the I'm gonna say right here, from the 25th going all the way up to the 27th, maybe the 28th, they didn't know where any of this energy right here was coming from. But I have showed you plenty of times on my videos where it's coming from consistently. Let me show you something else here. What else I want to show you? And remember the colors that Predator, when Predator looked at you, what colors did he see? What colors did he see? Nature don't see your skin color. This is the colors that you emit. The same colors that the sun emits. You are not the black race. So now let me show you this. This is the prediction. Look at the 825th. This is the prediction center. They're stating that on the 20, well, today, the 28th, later on today, there are two blasts that's going to come. Look, back to back CMEs. Earth is in the middle. See, this is Earth. When they say Earth, you got stereo A, stereo B. Stereo A is red, stereo B is bluish. Look blue. It looks blue. So you got stereo B, stereo A right here. And on this one you have stereo A right here and stereo B, and Earth is in the middle. But the sun shot out two coronal mass ejections back to back. Look, one came out and then the other one came out right behind it. And that one, the one behind it is faster than the one in front of it. And look, when it direct impact with stereo B on the, look what happened with stereo B. This measures the density. The density meaning, like, you go from, let's measure rain. You got light raindrops, then you start getting medium, they start getting heavier and heavier. And this is what it is, the density, the size of the particle that is coming towards Earth. And this here monitors the speed, the velocity. How fast is this coming? So this is going past Earth fast, and it registers over 700 kilometers per second. 700 kilometers per second. But yet we barely are sharing the density. Look how low the density is. But that's a lie. I don't agree with that. And that's a major blast. Look how it opened up. Look at how it opened up. Look how red it got. Look how purple and red it got. Look how it opened up. And that's all we're supposed to get? No, I don't believe that, but I believe that we're going to get even more targeted, my people. This is only the beginning. We're going to get targeted even more. Now, let me go over here to the Schumann. Matter of fact, let me go over here real quick. When I speak about the damage on the molecules and the birth anomalies that are taking place regarding the damage of molecules, this right here. I did a video on this. Y'all seen my last live. The archaic baby. I gave birth to an archaic baby. Can a human Can a human ever give birth to something that is not a human being? First of all, you have to understand what you would consider human and what is considered galactic. You understand? Y'all must understand and understand. We are not the multi-cell organism. We are not humans. We are not humans. We are walking amongst humans. So humans can give birth to anything when you are a multi-cell organism, because you have to ask yourself a question. The neocortex, the animal, the only animal in nature that has the largest neocortex, which where a lot of your critical thinking is happening at, is the monkey, the chimpanzee. So that's you have 98% of the DNA with that animal, and then you have 60% cow or 80% cow, and then you have another 70% chicken, fish. So now you have to ask yourself, when you yourself look out in nature, could you ever see any of those animals getting together in a lab and taking a percentage of their DNA and actually putting it together, infusing it together to create what you would call the human being today? First of all, do they even possess the intelligence? Do they even possess that enough intelligence to do so? Are they that intelligent being? If they were that intelligent, what made them uh revert back to a primitive state? How do you go from scientists down to a primitive state? How do a cow, a chicken, a gorilla, or a chimpanzee, or unisnub-nosed monkey, a zebrafish, how did they at one point in time have the intelligence to take their genetic information and infuse it to create, again, a living human organism today? And this is where I am following my complaint to Supreme Court, to the United Nations, that you will have to provide your genetic identification to the planet in order to continue to educate, police, and lead my people in any kind of financial system or even education. You no longer are allowed to do that to our children if you are not able to provide your genetic identification to the planet. Now, what's wrong with that? If you can provide that, then hey, I'll give you my arm. I hand you my children. But what's taking place on this planet is psychological genocide. This is why this is all coming to an end, because silence is acceptance, and everyone has a playing a part in the genocide of our children, generation after generation. And this is now coming to a complete and total end. So now let me show you something. Now I've been doing this lately because I told y'all I have been keeping track of this, because if you don't keep track of the instruments that are monitoring your planet and monitoring your sun and keeping track and monitoring you, then you are always going to be left behind. So let me show you. This is August what? August the 25th, right? At August the 25th at 2000, this had to be this. I'm gonna say this was what, 11, almost 11, 12, almost like 10 o'clock at night. So this is UTC time, right? They're ahead of us. So at that time of night, right? They stopped. They blanked out from 8:25 at night to 12 a.m. the next morning on the 26th. So they blocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, almost 17 hours worth of information. Why? Because let me show you. You see this spike that was happening? This is why they didn't want to show you this, because they were lying on their other instruments. They're lying on this. They're not telling you everything on this. They're showing you bits and pieces, because this here will always be going up, because it's not just coming from the sun that they will show you in the sky, but this is coming also from the red and the blue Kachina. So they're lying to you. They're directly lying to you when it comes to this. So when you look at this, they have blanked out almost 12 to 13 hours worth of information. And then you go right back over, look at the spike that has taken place. So now we move up. Now we move up again, the 26th. So then they blocked out more information. Hold up for a second. Let me go back real fast. Hold up. the 26 going into the 27, the 26. Okay, cool. Here we go right here. They didn't block out. All right, that's the past. Look, they blocked out all that information. And then look, now the spikes come here. What time is this? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. Okay. It looked like this was 1, 2, an hour in between, maybe 2 hours. 1, 2, 2 hours in between, and then it went from 2 hours to an hour in between, and then it's the same thing going on over here. So now we move up to current. Today is the 28th. Whoa, look at this right here. Look at the spike that's taking place, and it's going back to 24-hour increments. Going back to, and this actually not, because this is sped up. So Mr. MB33, which I will give him credit on that, he was monitoring this right here in 24-hour increments, and it's been showing up at 10 a.m. But now it seems that it showed up a little bit sooner now. 5 a.m., 6, then 7. Between 5 and then 7 and then 8. It showed up a little earlier. And then here, it didn't show up that much on the 28th, but they're saying now on the 20, look at this. On the 28th, it didn't show up, but you can see the background. Look at this. This is a consistent flow. First and foremost, let me just tell you this. Right here is 36 hertz. 32 hertz, you can say right there, that faded blue line in the back, you can say this is consistent. These are just spikes that are, it's a difference. This is here is like, yo, it's a silent alarm. Yo, 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 yo. This right here is a spike. The alarm is ringing. The sun is calling you. The universe is calling out to you so that you can tap back into you. This is what's taking place on the planet. And this right here is a direct result on why their cells are not able to reproduce as fast as ours. You need your cell to reproduce so that way you don't have the same heart, liver, and brain that you had 6 months ago. So once those molecules are not developing anymore, what happens with that organ? That organ starts to shut down because those cells are no longer reproducing. So when those organs start to shut down, what do you have? You start having upper respiratory issues. You start having brain problems. You're swelling at the brain. The cognitive dissonance starts taking place. Your memory loss. Again, your sleep pattern is thrown off. You're irritable all the time. Your homeostasis is completely thrown off. Your circadian rhythm is off. So now you look at this right here. Earth is in the middle. The dark side is the nighttime side. The white is the daytime side. So look at Earth shields right here. So whatever is in front of Earth is bombarding Earth shields. It is bombarding Earth shields. And then you look at the back time, the night times, where the shield is not at. See, the shield is not at the nighttime. And look at this energy that is hitting the nighttime side of Earth. Here you go right here. Go over here to this. This monitors the rays. This monitors the rays that are coming off of the sun. Now, this again, this red band that's right here, this is bent. This is, you go over to the right, this is the shield. Now, this is red. This is red, but your sky is blue or black. That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, these rays are coming off the sun. Earth is in the middle, daytime side. The white is the daytime side, black is the nighttime side. So wherever this object is at, see these cosmic rays coming off the sun that's supposedly over here? Is something back here that is sending the rays again back into Earth, charging Earth up. This is not just charging Earth, it is charging excuse me, let me just say this to you. You're going through a metamorphosis change. The sun is changing your anatomy, whether it's an upgrade or what you call a downgrade. Point blank and simple. It is based upon your genetic makeup, prokaryotic cell versus eukaryotic cell. Point blank and simple. So now we look at these lines right here. Now I want to play something real fast. Matter of fact, I don't need to play something. It's going to look at this. See this right here? See this right here? This is the matrix. Look at these babies. This is what the matrix is trying to tell you. So this is when they tell you you're born in hell. At birth, you're born in hell. They telling you this. They let you know this in the Bible and everything. You're born in hell. Because right when you're in the mother's womb, you're getting downloads and program. You are getting the information. So when you come out of the womb, you are already programmed. See, what your brain is programmed is what you're going to project. It's called projection neurons. This is why it's so important to have these electronics in the environment and keep you in the environment, keep your environment the way it is. Point blank and simple. This is, look at these, all of these connected to your body. And then when you go over here to, excuse me, that when you go over here, that represents these magnetic field lines right here. And those lines are being broken off. See, at one point in time, you had the choice as an adult to break these lines off, whether it be connected to the clock, the calendar, birthday, whatever you want to do, continue to pass down generational curses, ignore the fact that we have been brutally murdered physically and psychologically on every continent, and we are still trying to love our murderer more than we love ourselves. We don't even love ourselves. We can't stand each other. And that's facts. Everyone wants to be the eye of the pyramid and not understanding that we all are the eye of the pyramid. We all are. So here we go right here. You have this baby constantly being downloaded. So our children are, this is basically genocide. It is. It's not even abuse. It's genocide. We went through abuse. This is genocide at its highest. This is why people that sit back and talk about they're waiting, they think that God gonna come back with peaches and cream in his hand, and Most High's gonna come back. You have the slightest idea. Our brothers and sisters are not playing an ounce of game. They're not playing at all. And guess what? You're gonna be content with it because your memory is gonna come back. See, this is what the age of Aquarius is. They're gonna reveal everything to you. The universe, the cosmos everything is gonna be revealed to you. It's going to be revealed to you, and you're going to have a choice to continue to walk in this darkness or walk in the light. Point blank and simple. So that's because, look, these lines are being broken off. You're going to be tempted, like Jesus said, for 40 days and 40 nights to be able to do whatever you want. You're going to be able to do whatever you want, but everything you do is being recorded. This is the age of Aquarius, the age of karma. Believe that. So hold on, let me move up forward. Let me move forward. Let me show you something. This is the Schumann resonance, August the 29th. August the 29th. Look at this right here. So your energy is should be through the roof right now. Should be through the roof. Now let me play this real fast. Remember when I showed you this? Remember what I showed you? The areas that it was all over. Hold on. Look at this. Everyone who enslaved us, everyone who's continuing to live off of psychological slavery, genocide, every one of them, there will be not an ounce of leniency shown straight across the Atlantic, straight across. Look at the energy that was just plummeting, that was just charging up Mother Earth, that was changing on molecules inside of those cells. It ain't even changed inside the cells because you know what? Before it becomes a cell, it's a molecule, it's an atom. So it's changing it automatically. You're being changed. The alteration is happening fast. So anyway, let me move forward. And you really think this is about Taiwan? You really think this is about China? You really think this is about Ukraine? Let me play this for you.
Of its worst weather events in years. Flash floods triggered by heavy monsoon rains have killed over 1,000 people and displaced millions across Pakistan. Nearly half of Pakistan is underwater. Floods have impacted various regions like Hyderabad, Sukkur, and Jacobabad in the Sindh province. Meanwhile, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab, and Balochistan provinces are the worst affected. The government has already declared a national emergency to deal with the situation effectively. According to reports, over 50 million people have been affected so far. Pakistan's Disaster Management Agency says over 4,000 kilometers of roads, some 200 bridges, and over 700,000 houses have been washed away or destroyed. Government has deployed army troops to help them in the rescue and relief operations. Balochistan's regional capital, Quetta, has been cut off from the rest of the country as flood waters swept away highways and bridges in the region. Large parts of Balochistan continue to remain submerged. In the northwest of the country, thousands of people fled their homes after rivers in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province burst their banks, causing powerful flash floods. Rising floodwaters in the province's Swat Valley also caused a luxury hotel to collapse. A key bridge near the town of Charsada was swept away after relentless downpour submerged parts of the region. Thousands of residents had to flee their homes after floodwaters gushed into their houses.
Now, I want you to listen to the water, my people. I just want you to hear this. I want you to listen to the water. And I want you to tell me what you hear. Tell me what you truly hear. Listen to this water.
Earlier, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik spoke to some key officials in the region who gave us latest updates on this flood situation in the area.
This is a humanitarian
I want you to look at this.
Very carefully.
Pakistan's
Look at this. Look at this. Millions are affected.
Shehbaz Sharif on Saturday visited flood-hit areas of the Sindh province and appealed to people to help the victims in the poor areas. He also announced free medical treatments and relief worth about $113 to each household affected by the floods.
Millions are affected by this. Millions are affected. This is coming to America. This is coming to America. And you know the sad thing about it? That the people that this is not happening to yet around this planet, especially here in America, because the world has woken up. They already know. Only here in America. Really don't believe this is taking place. They believe that this is just an anomaly that's going to just disappear in a few days or a few months. In a few more weeks and a few more months, it's going to be even more impactful. Impactful. This is nothing, my people. This is nothing. People say it's getting hot, Clyde. So how is it going to, the north is going to freeze? Volcano ash, people. It's going to block out the sun. See, the farmland is not getting any water. The farmlands are not getting any water. But guess what? The inner cities are, where they live comfortable at, where they was living comfortable of mental genocide, psychological genocide. This is what they were, the inner cities. This dam right here protects, this bridge right here, it was like a blockage. It only filled up to a certain extent. And where it's heading to, is heading towards the city where Pakistan people are at. These are Providence that's being destroyed. These people already feel it. This is heading directly toward, look at the power, look at the rush. This is a bridge going. This is going directly towards the city. Look at that. This is over. You keep thinking Taiwan. You really think this is about Taiwan? Let me show you something. You really think this is about Taiwan? Here, let me play something for you.
Record-breaking drought, the longest and most severe drought in recent history. It started in the month of June and shows no signs of ending. China's largest river, Yangtze, has dried up. The receding water levels have revealed 3 Buddhist statues. Their emergence is being seen as an omen by some Chinese. Meanwhile, water supplies to dams and reservoirs have fallen. This has disrupted operations at hydro plants. The drought is killing crops too. The heat has scorched millions of hectares of agricultural land, leaving thousands of Chinese citizens in need of government support.
Now, what did he say? It destroyed, it's affecting hydro plants that what? Produce what? Power, electricity. It's not just happening in America, Lake Mead. It's not happening just in Canada. It's not just happening in Europe. It's not just happening in Russia. It's not just happening in China. It's happening across the world. This is the Great Reset. You must get this through your galactic consciousness. This is over. Money and all that have destroyed us. Egos have destroyed us. And we have passed down generational curse to our children. It is time to get our babies back.
Land, leaving thousands of Chinese citizens in need of government support. More in this next report. This is the Yangtze, the world's third largest river, the most vital waterway to China's economy. It provides drinking water to over 400 million Chinese citizens. But this summer, the supplies are running low. The Yangtze has been reduced to puddles, with dozens of its tributaries drying up. This is the result of a record-breaking drought, the scale of which can be gauged by the appearance of these 600-year-old Buddhist statues. They were once submerged in the waters of the Yangtze. Today, they are soaking the sun. Some in China believe it's an omen.
I hope the water level can go up naturally. I think the reason why our ancestors built this was because they wanted to pray for a peaceful world, a beautiful country.
This is the Jialing River, a tributary of the Yangtze. It has been reduced to rock and pebbles. This is Poyang, China's largest freshwater lake. Right now, it's a desolate spectacle with just a pitiful trickle of water left. These are images from the Guangdong province. Dead fish are floating in ponds here. The heat has left the earth scorched. In the Chongqing municipality, the heat is making crops wither. Taps are running dry.
It's all scorched. The crops certainly cannot grow. The high temperature is slowly roasting them to death.
It helps to look at some numbers to assess the scale of this crisis. In
Crisis. Let me just say this to you. Those that have forgotten their past are deemed to repeat it. The last dark ages lasted for 500 years. Cannibalism was going on. This one here will last for 12,500 years. This is the Great Reset.
In Chongqing alone, at least 66 rivers in 34 counties have dried up. Yangtze's main trunk is 50% below the average of the last 5 years. 2.2 million hectares of agricultural land has been scorched. $300 million has been incurred in economic losses. 2.46 million people have been left high and dry. 780,000 people are in need of government support. Average temperatures are hovering around 44 degrees Celsius. A nationwide drought alert has been issued. Observers say it may last till September and will worsen the ongoing energy crisis. You see, as rivers
and will worsen ongoing energy crisis. This river was so full that you didn't even see this. Now look at it.
Lakes across China dry up. Water flow to reservoirs and dams also drops. This has disrupted hydropower generation. Factories are facing electricity shortages. Many companies have been forced to halt work.
Ooh. And you really think this is about Taiwan? You really think this is about, they're going to sell you Taiwan, but you really think this is about Taiwan? Let me show you what else it's really about.
So apparently I've been living under a rock for the past few years because there's a thing called a pedophilia pride flag. Now, this flag doesn't come as a surprise to me at all because I halfway expected pedophilia to be legalized many years ago because Democrats would stoop so low to be inclusive to everybody. So this right here is the pedo flag. The technical term of this flag is MAP, which stands for Minor Attracted Persons. Now, the fact that this flag even exists is disgusting in itself, but once I actually look at this flag and look at the colors, it disgusts me even more. So here's a breakdown of what the colors mean on the flag. The top two stripes are blue to represent attraction to young boys. The bottom two stripes are pink to represent attraction to young girls. The inner yellow stripes are to represent childhood and general attraction to minors regardless of their gender. And the middle stripe is white to represent innocence and unwillingness to offend. How disgusting. So apparently...
We need to get our babies back, my people. So now let me get into this. Hold on. Let me show you something.
What is the difference, Brian, between that group of people that obeys and believes authority without question, that which doesn't but does it anyway, and this group that says not doing it? Simple thing, self-respect. You cannot have self-respect if you just take what authority tells you in all its forms without question and without research to see if it stands up to scrutiny.
Did you just hear that? Now, let me just say this to y'all. So I want y'all to understand something. Y'all must understand that there are multiple entities on this planet, life form, that all of them usurped off of your energy. Whether it was to watch you dance, whether they was to have sex with you, whether they was to usurp your energy, whether to drink your blood, they all was on here to usurp your energy. Now, I want you to understand something. David Icke, I don't listen to him. I want you to understand that I have listened to him, but he's not a person that I listen to. But I don't mind sharing him, but I want you to understand who he really or what it really is. He is not what you think he is. He is something else. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I want y'all to understand these are nothing but meat suits. Just like the suit you have, but it's not a meat suit. Your suit actually feeds the entire earth. However, this here is just nothing but a meat suit. So you have entities that came here on this planet that cross sides to usurp energy, right? And they now see that that's at an end, so they don't have a problem with releasing or giving out certain information, empowering information. But technically, that information that they're giving you, you already know. But the problem is, what you don't know is that these people, regardless if this is not a suit for something else, and this is really Sarah next door to you, this is still inorganic to the planet. That's unnatural. So when I say to my brothers and sisters, we accept an education, a curriculum, a financial system, a justice system, a medical system, an educational system from people that literally that literally did some of the most dark and inhumane shit to you underneath your sun on your planet. And even to this day, is still keeping the truth away from you when it comes to prokaryote cell versus the multi-cell organism. They don't know how they got here. Technically, they do know how they got here. They know that there is a more advanced species that created them and put them here. They know that. That's why the first thing they resort to, because they don't want to tell you, is say God instead of another species. This is why it's so hard for them to introduce extraterrestrials to the planet, because now it explains the people that are inorganic to the planet and their characteristics and behaviors. It totally explains that. But for my brothers that continue to want to get David Rockefeller, Jacob Rothschild, and the Queen Royal and all that, you want to get their money while our children are suffering every day, being psychologically abused, especially even now with the transgender in the teaching of masturbation and other things that's going on in class and in these books, that your organs doesn't determine who you are. It's the feeling that you have. That is psychological. That is outright abuse to our children, my brothers and sisters. And you can ask any child, would you accept something from someone that did experimentations on you, abuse you physically, not just for a few years, but they went on every continent and did this and did this. They went on every continent. And the first way they wiped us out was venereal diseases, was zoonotic and Himalaya's disease that still have residual effects to this day on our physiology as well as our consciousness. So you walk around all day and not questioning and know more about a BMW, know more about a Rolls Royce, but don't know nothing about how your pancreas, your hypothalamus, your pineal gland, your heart, your liver, your kidney, your brain, your medulla oblongata. You don't understand how none of those are working, but we know how to play a basketball, shoot a jump shot, catch a football, throw a pass, run through the hole. We know how to do all of that. We know how to shake our ass. We know how to get that thing, get that money. But we don't know how to get our children. We don't know that we are doing all of those things because we are hurting on the inside. We are hurting on the inside, and we are finding anything to relieve the pain that we are suffering from psychologically. And we don't know that children is the number one source, the number one key to our true health, psychologically and physically.
You cannot have self-respect if you know it's a scam and you don't want to do it, but you're too frightened not to do it. This group refuses to concede its self-respect because it says, I can see it and I'm not cooperating with it. The people that acquiesce without question and do as they're told, and those that don't want to do as they're told but do it anyway because they fear not doing it, those groups of people together have been responsible for every tyranny in human history. And they're responsible for this.
And they're responsible when you see your teachers, your doctors, the nurse practitioners, your police officers, they are all taking orders, and they are responsible for the most horrific crimes to the organic people of this planet. Every occupation is built off of genocide and a lie. Every last 99%, matter of fact, 99% of all of their occupations are built off of genocide and a lie. Every last one of them. But let me show you something though. See this right here? When the people talk about this, what did I tell you these were? Huh? What did I tell you these were? People want to tell you and give you all other kind. Look at the shadow at the top. People want to give you all kind of excuses and reasons what they were. I told you what these are. These are ships, and these are huge. And look at the colors that are coming off from this is cloaked. And they want to tell you about this is a planet. No, look at the perfect round. Look at the cylinder shape, perfect circular shape, and it's huge. This is huge. And it's sat there. It's sat there for quite some time. And it had company too, observing and watching and listening as things are moving forward, as things are getting closer to reveal you know who. The first people that are going to get revealed to this planet, my people, are the people that have been living in the shadow, the individuals that are responsible for the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. That is the first thing, along with their species. It's going to happen simultaneously. As they are being revealed, the species that is right in front of you that have been lying to you since their existence is going to be directly revealed to you. Directly. Now let me move on down. Let me show you this again. Look at
that
this.
shadow. Where
the clouds at?
Where are the clouds? Where are the clouds? See that shadow?
Where are the clouds?
I see that shadow. Where
are the clouds?
Where are the clouds? Where are the clouds?
Let me explain something to you. This was done on purpose. This was done on purpose. Look at the neighborhood, and then look how, first of all, you can hear her voice, but this was done on purpose. And look at this. Done on purpose.
Apparently, I've been living under a rock for the past few years because they're...
Get out of this. Done on purpose. Hold on. What else I have to show you? Got that out of the way. Got that out of the way. Hold on. That was done on purpose, my people. So just so you know, Kala had been saying this for the longest. Here you go. Here you go.
This is only a test. Test. This is only a test.
What's Kala been telling y'all?
This is only a test.
This
is only a test.
And
this is only a test. This is only a test. This is only a test. This is only a test.
And the greatest test is getting ready to come your way. The greatest test is getting ready to come your way. The full mental test. Are you going to be able to deal with what's coming next? That's what's getting ready to come your way. Now, my people, if you appreciate the content, hit that like button. If you really appreciate the content, this is my Instagram channel. You come to my Instagram channel, you go to my page. You can hit the link in my bio, or you can type this in. I am multidimensional at myshopify.com. You can support the content. You can support this. You can go to, once you hit that, it takes you right to the website. You got Sunblood. Remember, if you don't respect yourself, again, I don't care how you get a shirt. I mean, whatever you do, as far as yourself, represent us. Represent us. That's all I say. Represent us. That's it. We don't need to represent them no more. We need to represent us. We've been representing them for the long. We need to represent us. Sunblood. You can go when you hit the link. You can go to you hit the link. You go to catalog. You go right here. I am hoodies, God Gene Apparel, multi-dimensional t-shirts. You go right here. All the hoodies right there. Mother Universe, Sunblood. Listen, this is going to be an interesting winter. This is going to be an interesting time. This is our home. This is one of many. Protect yourself, man. We got to protect our children. This is our home. And we done gave up our rights to our planet for privileges. We relinquish our rights for privileges. This is about getting our children back, my people. I done put a petition out there. I hope people have signed that petition. Again, this is a universal petition. It's a world petition. I'm pushing this to the United Nations until they can provide their genetic, biological identification to the planet without using that religious books, just their genetics, period, and where that they came from. Then if they can provide that information, I'm all in. If they can't provide that information, our babies will no longer attend any of the shit that they have prescribed for our children. Point blank and simple. This is our home. The sun is separating the prokaryotic cell from the eukaryotic cell. We are not alone, and we have never been alone. We have always been here for one another. Something is laid in the shadows and have been distracting us from one another. I value my brothers and sisters. If you appreciate the content, hit the like button. You really appreciate the content. Listen, hit that link. Grab a shirt. You really appreciate the content. Whatever you cash app is greatly appreciated. One love. Man, woman, and child, heaven and earth. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama Amin Ra, God Gene for life. Sunblood. I am not black. Years up.